Welcome. Welcome all to this evening's Vespers Service, the darkness of this December day before the holidays, to recognize a time, a space in our lives, remembering those who are gone from our settings, our place settings at the table, and recognizing that not all of what we do is jingle bells and Merry Christmas. It is also the deep, deep work of healing, of grieving, of recognizing those we miss deeply. I am happy to have participating in this service today, this evening, Ginny Rush, who also helped with choosing some of the new readings in this year's service, and Allison Ramsey and Joan Lemire as readers. We will have a chance for me to say prayers for the living, for those who are gone, to say names aloud, in many ways to light lights in this darkness, in this service. If you did not get a piece of paper or you need another one or a pen, just let me know and I'll get one to you. John Austin has prepared some music for us that go with the holidays and with the flavor of this particular service. And we have beautiful pictures to be shown on the screen as those are happening. And we have some recordings as well that have been recorded by folks like Carlene and Janice to give us a rounding out of our musical selections. We'll start now with Rock of Ages in the background.
Tonight's chalice lighting reading is To Carry the Light Forward by Greg Ward. If we are lucky, we will all get a chance during our life to know someone who becomes for us an exemplar of living. And if we are really lucky, we will recognize how they ended up passing on some of their goodness to us, if we are lucky. But one thing is certain, no one, not one of us, entering this world can escape the cost of living. The price we pay is this: to live in this world, we must accept that someday we will have to die. To love what is alive, we must accept having to lose what we've made precious through our care. To be fully and fiercely human, we must accept having to be breakable and sometimes broken. When we stop to notice how their life gave us a path and a light to see by. Okay.
Is that sliding forward?
Sliding forward. There we go. This light helps encourage us to carry that light forward, Though each of us carries forth in this world a small flame, we know that the ability of that light to brighten the world depends upon the many others who learn to walk with it in their hearts. We light this chalice today to honor the life and living of those who we grieve. I invite you to think of or whisper aloud, which I like because it keeps their names alive, any names you honor in your hearts tonight.
In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, sorrow falling down like rain, I await the sun again. I choose love. I choose love. In the midst of war, I choose peace. In the midst of war, I choose peace. In the midst of war, hate and anger keep me small. I will seek the good once more. I choose peace. I choose peace. When my world falls down, I will rise. When my world falls down, I will rise. When my world falls down, explanations can't be found. I will climb to holy ground. I will rise. I will rise. In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, sorrow falling down like rain, I await the sun again. I choose love. I choose love.
By Rumi. Sorrow prepares you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find a space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that new roots hidden beneath have room to grow. Whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things will take their place.
This is a long, extended, responsive reading. The response is, yet in our hearts all is not joyful. I will say a line or two or three or four, and then you can say with me, yet in our hearts all is not joyful. All around us are bright lights and merry messages, yet in our hearts all is not joyful. There is grief at the loss of relationships, those we love no longer with us because of death, those we have led who are estranged from us, those we love yet experience a diminishment of intimacy. There is grief with the loss and the change of relationship. Grief bittersweet, for it is a consequence of the presence of love. This season brings forth many feelings, yet in our hearts all is not joyful. A slide for the We Find Comfort. There we go. Thank you.
All around us there are bright lights and merry messages, yet in our hearts all is not joyful. There may be pain in our bodies, physical pain as a natural outcome of aging, physical pain that presents itself as illness, pain in the body that forces us to change and imposes limitations. Pain, bittersweet, for physical experience includes both pain and pleasure, and This season brings forth many feelings. We find comfort in naming these feelings. We find some peace in being together.
All around us are bright lights and merry messages, yet in our hearts all is not joyful. There may be anger and regret with the memories that we hold, anger with past experiences of hurt or abuse, regret of our own actions that may have caused hurt to others, anger that life has not turned out as we imagined, regret for what we might have said or done. Anger and regret, bittersweet in presenting the possibility for healing and forgiveness. This season brings forth many feelings. We find comfort in naming these feelings. We find some peace in being together.
May you see God's light on the path
Carrie Kopnick wrote a mantra. This mantra, "This too belongs," is from a talk by a respected Buddhist leader, Tara Brach. It's used with gratitude and appreciation. I will read a few lines and then we will say together, "This too belongs." The sound of rain, not cheerful songs. A quiet rocking chair, not traditions of the season. The early sunset, not dancing lights. Loss, tender heart, hollow soul, heavy days. Grief is welcome, a sacred part of the mourning, of the bereft, of the weeping amidst the celebrating. This too belongs. This too is holy. It binds us to our ancestors, the earth, the stars, yet still. A steaming mug of tea warms the belly, the dog wags its tail, and the cat purrs. There are laughter and tears, sometimes both, besides the joy. This too belongs. Sharing human suffering is connection. Hearts, like stones, are held by all that is. Grief and light intertwined. This too belongs. If any have written notes on the cards you would like me to collect, do that. Thank you. Thank you, Ginny. We have some candles to repeat from this morning, a candle of concern for Philip Thompson and Jama McGann. Prayers for Gloria Sanders, who's back from her hospitalization. Light a candle, prayers for John and Kathy Abbott. And one of love and thanks to Catherine Burley. And love and thanks to John Walters. And love and thanks to Anne McAfee. We have a candle for a friend of Joan's, Georgie Hartman, who's grieving the loss of her husband this year. We have a prayer out to nature, a prayer for the Bachman's warbler, which was declared extinct this year. We have a candle and prayer for Linda Austin. In our hearts there are so many to name. I will light more of these lights in remembrance of those who are not with us. Perhaps those held in the hearts of those who are watching a recorded service at some point later. Or maybe held in the hearts of all of us here, and we've whispered aloud and did not put on a card. There are no prayers left out, even if left unnamed, for they are brought into this space and this time. Let the glow of all these candles help represent that for all of us. The Reverend Gordon McKeeman wrote, "Let there be light. Let it shine in all the dark places, in moments of pain and times of grief, in the darkness of hatred, violence, and oppression, and where there is discouragement and despair, wherever darkness can be put to flight. Let there be light." Spirit of love and life, our hearts have places carved within, places carved the flow of love throughout our lifetimes, through connections, through moments shared with others. Each of these carved out places eventually become canyons, some vast, some shallow, all, however, real, noticed, and felt. Spirit of love and life, love is a part of our lives. It is a part of our grief. It is a part of being human in connection with all that is the best and the divine. Spirit of love and life, in this time, May we be held in knowing the beauty, the joy, and the loss together. I include in this prayer the words of Vanessa Taitang. Spirit, Spirit of life, we are here with wounded hearts open, empty, lost. We turn to you by turning to each other. And we feel your presence and yet have so many questions, so much confusion, so many concerns and fears, and want to know why and how and when the hurt will stop. Spirit of life, reside in each of us. Remind us we are never alone, filled with the hurt that reminds we too are still feeling, still aching for peace and love that we believe, that we know is possible. Hold us gently as we gather closer together, comforting each other, healing each other, inherently worthy, with dignity. Each of us, hold us still. Blessed be. Amen. Thinking of all of this, I would like to offer this next prayer with you as well. It's a responsive prayer. If you feel so moved to respond, the words would be, may we find peace. Spirit of life, goodness, and peace, may we find peace. When our world is worn with war, may we find peace. When our lives are ruled by fear, may we find peace. When loss leadens our days, may we find peace. When loneliness weighs heavy in our hearts, may we find peace. When despair takes hold of our souls, may we find peace. As we give help to those in need, may we find peace. As we go about our daily duties, may we find peace. As we make holiday preparations, may we find peace. As we gather in this place of grace, may we find peace. Spirit of love, goodness, and peace, may we find peace. Let us listen now to Spirit of life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Now in our closing of this brief service, I bring to you a blessing for grief by Katie Savani, Gelfand. May you be tender and gentle with yourself, and be cared for by those who will envelope you with compassion and presence. May you know that there is so much beauty in your grief, especially when it feels messy. May you know that the depth of your grief is a measure of the love that your heart is capable of. May you cry an ocean of tears and never fear the tides of your grief. May you scream and rage and emote your pain in safe and supported places. And may you never be judged for the power of your expression. May you be comforted by a blanket woven of love when you feel the harsh and palpable illusion of aloneness. May you remember in moments of despair that all life comes from the womb of sacred darkness, and that something new will be born from this void. May you allow yourself to change. May the pain of your loss awaken you to the pulse of your humanity. May you have faith in the crucible of your soul to transform this grief into a numinous song that brings you closer to your own divinity. May your experience of loss expand your capacity to extend compassion to others. May you eventually wear your scars as luminous gems on the unfurled wings of your heart. And may you always remember the preciousness of life.